Hey guys, it's Dr. Justin Marchegiani here. Today's video is going to be on, are you getting enough thyroid hormone and how can you tell? There are a lot of people that have thyroid issues and need to be on hormone. There are some that think they may have thyroid problems. How do we know? What are the symptoms? What are the testing? What should we look at deeper that connects to thyroid outside of just treating the thyroid individually? So we're going to dive in. Before we do, make sure you smash that like button. I appreciate it. Also hit that bell so you get notifications. So when you hit subscribe, you'll actually get notifications of future videos. And put your comments down below. Really want to know what you think. This helps me think of new videos and future topics to chat about. All right, so let's dive in. Are you getting enough thyroid hormone? So do you have low thyroid symptoms? Do you have cold hands, cold feet, hair loss? Do you have fatigue, outer third of the eyebrow thinning, maybe brain fog or constipation? These are going to be common lower thyroid symptoms. There is some overlap though. A lot of adrenal symptoms overlap though. So if we know we have a thyroid issue, it's really important we look at the adrenals side by side. And it's also important that if we have thyroid issues, we need to look at full spectrum thyroid labs. So when we look at the adrenals, this is really important to look at a cortisol rhythm, because our cortisol fluctuates throughout the day, higher in the morning, lower at night. We need to make sure we have a good rhythm and adequate levels of cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, but we need some of it to help with thyroid conversion. Very important. So the big labs that we want to look at to assess thyroid are going to be TSH. That's your brain hormone. It's your pituitary. It's the volume from your brain telling your thyroid to make T4. Then we have T4 next. And again, with these, we have total and free. So total looks at all of the hormone that's being made. Free looks at the 2 to 5% that's bioavailable. It's really important to look at both. If you're going to look at one, though, just free is enough. Typically, free is enough. And then same thing with T3. We have total and free. Same thing. Free looks at the bioavailable, the 2 to 5%. The total looks at everything. And then we have reverse T3. Reverse T3, this is the inactive T3. This can be really helpful. A lot of people that have adrenal issues tend to see some reverse T3 problems. And then after that, I would say T3 uptake. T3 uptake, that's going to be, if we have adequate levels of T3, typically we see T3 uptake good as well. And then the X factor here is going to be thyroid antibodies. Thyroid antibodies. And this will come in the shape and size of TPO, thyroid peroxidase antibody, and thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin antibody. Typically, thyroglobulin will be more, it's going to be an immune attack on the outside tissue, the thyroglobulin tissue, where the TPO is more of an internal attack on some of the enzymes during that iodination process, where they're binding and making tyrosine into molecules of iodine. So they're kind of binding iodine and tyrosine together, making thyroid hormone. That happens more internally. This is going to be external. This is going to be internal. I mean, they're both an autoimmune attack, though, so you have to get to the underlying immune issues. So with a lot of thyroid problems, they're autoimmune, so you have to calm down the immune system. What's the cause? Could be gluten, could be dairy, could be just a whole host of foods that we eliminate on an autoimmune template. It also could be nutritional deficiencies like low zinc, low selenium, low magnesium, low CoQ10. These all have influences on the immune system. Could be other gut infections that are making the gut lining more permeable and allowing other proteins and particles and bacterial toxins to get into the bloodstream. H. pylori is another big one. So we got to look at how our thyroid labs look, and we got to compare. We got to look at our cortisol and our adrenals, because there's a big overplay there. You know, the overlapping kind of effect. Now, it's really important that if we have an autoimmune issue, we have to look at the other underlying factors I mentioned. Your conventional doctor will typically only look at just TSH. Like, that'll be it. TSH, maybe T4 if you're lucky. And you can see they're not looking at the full downstream perspective of what's happening. And also, it's really important, a lot of people, their TSH looks good, because this is where conventional medicine bases the majority of treatment. So they'll get TSH down to maybe 1.0, which is ideal, but we'll have low T4, or we'll have a T4 to T3 conversion problem, and we'll still have some of these core symptoms above. So it's very important to actually look at how we're converting downstream, and we may need to rely on something outside of a synthetic T4 that has conversion problems with a large percent of the population. We may need to use natural desiccated thyroid glandulars that have T4 and T3 in there, and maybe other metabolically active compounds like T2, T1, calcitonin, T0. So it's really important. We've got to look at the whole picture. And if we have an autoimmune issue, we really have to look at the immune system, the gut, other underlying infections and nutritional deficiencies that could be at play here. All right, hope this video made sense and it was helpful. I kind of want to take the thyroid issues and make it more three-dimensional and look at other layers that may be ignored. All right, hope you enjoyed today's video. Thumbs up, hit the subscribe and the bell, comments down below. And if you want to dive in and work with someone like myself and my colleagues, click down below and we can get you in and get you on the right track to make sure these issues are being addressed and not missed. All right, thanks. It's Dr. J signing off. Take care. Bye now.